Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Evelyne Migabo one more time. And today we are going to talk about addiction, about being addicted to alcohol. I heard her story on radio, how she was so addicted to alcohol. Na nikaona video watu wengi wamekuwa addicted to alcohol. And I thought of calling her. Without taking so much time, let her introduce herself.
Thank you, viewers. My name is Catherine, and I'm a recovering alcoholic addict.
Okay, welcome, Catherine. We are glad to have you today. And I would like to ask you how it started. I want you to tell us ulijipataje kwa unajua kuna kukunywa pia kuna kukuwa addicted. Yeah. So how did it start?
Hello, viewers. I'm going to give a highlight of my history. I was born at Pumwani Hospital here in Nairobi, and I am a mother and a grandmother. I was brought up well by both my parents. I was taken to Sunday school. I come from a very strict Christian family, so I know I was brought up well with Christian morals, and I was taken to primary school. I later joined secondary school, but when I got to Form 3, I started having those daydreaming. I started becoming a daydreamer. I could imagine things that were not there. I could not concentrate in my schoolwork. And when I came to Form 4, I was engaged in a relationship with a foreign guy from a neighboring country, and I became pregnant.
Which country is that?
Uganda.
Uganda. Okay.
And
You are from 4.
Form 4.
Okay.
And it was then I was expelled from school second term, because once we used to go back to school, lazima daktari angeitwa, we should kuchekiwa up whether maybe because it was a girls school, ama kuna mtu amepata mimba during the holiday. So I was caught, and had to go home. My mother was annoyed because now I had to get out of school, and if I wanted to complete my KCSE examination, I had to do it outside, and it meant that my mother had to pay a house so that I could do my exam. So my mother told me, now you have decided to become a parent. Okay, hiyo ndio certificate yako. So I went home. I gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, and I became depressed because now the person who was involved continued with school, and me, I had to drop out.
Yeah.
So, and I had never imagined Catherine becoming a single mother. I always thought of...
And Mom Kidogo, you were how old at that time?
I was 17 years.
17 years.
Yeah.
Very young.
Very young.
Yes.
In fact, I gave birth before I took my ID. And I felt bad because my dream, I thought I would have a big wedding like other person, because I was brought up in church, and I saw how other people, other ladies had these big weddings, how they had achieved good lives. So I stayed at home for around 3 years. It's then I met a guy who was an addict, and I had another relationship with this guy. This guy is the one who introduced me into drinking, and I started drinking. My mother got annoyed, and I had to leave home because my mother could not entertain my drinking. And that's where I went to stay with the guy, and I had a come-with-stay relationship, marriage. And I stayed there for 5 years.
The baby? And the baby?
My baby, I left him at home, and I started now living with this guy. We used to drink daily.
Every day?
Every day. And it's after 2 years, I became an addict, and my drinking progressed. I started having another severe depression, and I remember I used to drink and abuse everybody in the homestead, and it's when these people decided, the brothers, decided, he was the last born brother, and they decided that I should not be living in the compound. So they demolished the house and we left. And now we went to stay at the guy's stepsister place, and then the brothers came for him. He went back. I was depressed and I had lost hope in life. I saw I would not. It was not wise for me to go back home because I had left my son with my mother and I never helped him. So in that shopping center, there were ladies I had known as I was drinking, and they decided to secure me a job as a seller. So I started selling liquor. I started migrating from one area to another.
So from the kitambo ulikuwa unakunywa
in the village, my village. So I advanced and now I started traveling to other villages in the neighborhood, kukunywa na kuuza. And this time I met a guy who was a drug user, and he introduced me to using drugs. Yeah. I remember I started with the 10 bangi. I remember I smoked one day bangi, and I had this song of a blondie. Only the strong survive themselves, and I decided no, this time I'll be boiling the bangi with coffee. So I started boiling coffee and bangi, and I saw that one was working for me. So this guy, they had business premises in Isili, so he took me there so that I could work for him, and still I continued drinking, and my drinking advanced. The father and the mother died, so they had family issues, and I was also this time also kicked out of the place.
And before, so now is it only drinking ama ukikunywa pia na maboys, hakuna kitu kama rape ama you are uncontrolled because you are drunk, umesha kunywa umelewa? Yeah.
Okay, the goodness it's that I had somebody who was by my side.
Okay.
And I was like the first one, I was drinking with my husband. Still this one, he was also a friend of mine. So most of the time we were close, and I was in a closed place. But when I was chased out from their place, the second guy's place, I had known some ladies who were staying in the alleys, and I went and started living with them and working in the bars, washing the clubs, and at least we had some people, we used to call them bouncers, who used to look after us. When you get around 50 bob, you give a guy 50 bob so that they can keep guard of the base. And I remember I drank and I developed a very severe depression, and I started having hallucinations, and I was taken to Madare Mental Hospital, where I stayed for a month.
Na hizo hallucinations zinakuja aje? Is it you are sitting down and you see visions, ama you hear voices?
Yeah, I could hear voices of people telling me, we are going to kill you now. When I see somebody, I get afraid. I think they're the ones who have been sent to come and kill me.
So wait ma'am, unajua hizi vitu tunasikianga tunafikiria ni jokes, like ati mtu anasikia voice zikitokea wapi? So unasikia, but at that time hakuna mtu.
At that time hakuna mtu, ama unaona mtu una imagine anasema kitu and si aongei kitu kukuhusu, but wewe unaona anaongea kukuhusu. So ningeona mtu, nilikuwa naona asifu anaongea wanataka kuniua, because I had reached even a time that I was thinking and dreaming that when I get home nitapata everybody in my household amekufa. I'm the only one who is there, and I'll be very miserable. So when I was taken to Madara, I stayed there for a month. I got out. In fact, that day I got out from Madara mentor, I went back to the ghettos. Kukunywa tena. Mi ghetto yangu ilikuwa ni Madara. So I went to Madara. I started again selling liquor there in the dens and now drinking changa. And I stayed there for a while. And again, I started experiencing those again hallucinations. But this time round, I was rescued by a social worker who had seen me in the ghetto for years, and he asked me whether I needed help. I told, in fact, I had reached a point. I saw the way I was looking. I needed help, but I didn't know what kind of help.
Oh, okay. So even though you were in that situation, ulikuwa unaona kama you are in a bad place, you are in a bad situation. So you could tell yourself, I need help, but you don't know how you need to be helped. Eh?
Yes. Because of the way I was looking, I was not grooming, I was not washing, and that was not the way I expected my life to be. So I knew I had a problem.
Yes.
So this guy rescued me. He told me he would take me to a place at Korokocho where there is a 12-step program, and I try to work it and see whether I would change. I went there, but still I drank. So they decided to sponsor me into rehab, and I was taken to rehab, and I'm grateful because in the rehab it's where I was able to get counseling, to learn more about the 12-step program, and also the psychiatry doctor used to come, and I used to have sessions with him twice a month. And the doctor told me, you know what, Catherine, your problem is that you don't have a higher power. Nimekosana na Mungu, so I need to go back to God. That's why I had all this madness, and that's why I had all these hallucinations, because nilikuwa nimejifungulia mlango wa demons. Yeah, so he told me after 3 months you go to the 12-step program. So
what are those 12 steps?
It's a spiritual 12-step. There are 12 steps. First, you admit you are powerless over alcohol, that my life was unmanageable.
Do you write? Do you pray? Do you ongea?
You work those steps. You know you have to have a God, because nobody can help you from addiction apart from God. No, we are told
so watu wa counseling pia wanajua uwezo wa God.
Wanajua, even the doctors, they know that even if they treat you without God, hiyo ni kazi bure. That's why wanakwambia uende 12 step ndio urudie Mungu wako, the way you are brought up. So hizo 12 steps zilinisaidia because nimejuana na Mungu, because I came to know I have a God of my own understanding.
Yes.
And that one is my creator. Mungu ambaye aliniumba with his likeness. I'm like God. So when I was using drugs, nilikuwa na crucify Jesus Christ.
Na ebu nikuulize, na what if ungekuwa uko kwa hiyo addiction and then uko among those people wenye hawakubali God yupo, do they have any other option how they treat those ones?
Yeah, unapata mtu hakuwa na believe there is God, but akiwaki hizo steps anajua there's a power, there's a power beyond yeye mwenye power, beyond yeye.
That's fine.
So unatafuta sasa Mungu mpaka unapata wanaokoka hata wanajua the true God na walikuwa ni atheist.
Wow.
So 12 step it's a spiritual program ambayo inakupeleka polepole towards God. You are not judged, you are just told to come the way you are, and sasa you work the steps. So nimesaidika at least. I'm sober 6 years now, 10 months.
And let me ask you, mami, kando ya nini ya counseling, wanakupea madawa, do they give you some wanasemanga madawa yes ama detox za kutoa hiyo kiu ya pombe?
Okay, for me nilifanya inaitwa cold turkey. Ni ukae hivyo ugojee Mungu. Withdrawals zilikuwa very severe. Because kama mimi nimegonjeka, nimewekwa oxygen like 5 times.
Sababu ya pombe ama?
Withdrawals.
Oh, ukiacha
you have very severe withdrawals.
So you can even die.
Yeah, most people die due ya withdrawals.
Ukitaka kuziacha hizo madrugs.
So that's why ni vizuri unakaa kwa rehab, because those people understand how the withdrawals zinakupata.
This is so serious.
Because when you become an addict, it is 50-50. You continue drinking, you die. Or you stop drinking, you die. But it is better kuacha uangalie withdrawals.
So ukiacha, kwa nini sasa kwa nini mwili inaleta mashida
juu ya hormones? Unajua okay, hormones kama zangu zilikuwa zimezoea tumbako, kuwekwa bangi, so nikiacha bado zinadai hizo cravings. So hormones zinakuwa ziko imbalanced, haziko balanced, so una have.
This is so serious. Watu tunajingizaga kwa mambo, hatujui the consequences. You know, you see like a young person ukimwambia don't drink like this, where you are heading, you are going to die. You know hawashikanishi. So kumbe hizi vitu ukishaingia huko, number one, ukiendelea unaenda kufa. Pia ndio maana hata I think wengine inawashindanga kutoka sababu anatry kutoka. Sasa zile ametoka anakuwa mgonjwa, anasema ni kukufa na kukufa, let me continue. So now you've said it is 6 years and 10 months.
I'm 6 years, 10 months sober today. And I'm grateful because I was able to go back to school.
Wow.
2017 nikarudi form 3.
Wow.
2018 nikaingia form 4 nikafanya KCSE.
Wow.
2019 nikaenda college, nikaenda Amani Training Institute nikafanya basic psychology.
Wow.
Still the same year nikaenda Kenya Institute of Social Studies nikafanya drug substance abuse prevention and rehabilitation. So for me, I can say I'm very grateful that God has helped me. Ni Mungu.
So sahi hakuna hata ka craving kabisa. Hata ukiona hapo huwezi sikia kana kuvutia.
Hata sahi nikiona siezi sikia utamu, nikijua the way I suffered. I know I really hit a very severe low rock bottom. Na health wise nakuaga na health issues because of addiction.
Okay.
So I know the pain. And the way I've gotten my recovery, it has not been easy because ya mambo tu ya kijamii. But I'm grateful nimerudiana na kijana yangu.
Wow.
Nilikuwa sober during his dowry. During his wedding.
I think he was the happiest man on earth. Unajua ni kitu inaumiza when you see your mama akiwa 30, mama hajaoga. Watu wanasema yule mama anakuanga mlevi, wengine hata wanajisusulia sababu ya hiyo addiction. So I think he was the happiest man on that day.
Yeah, so and it has been still hard because kama sayo I was insane. There are people who saw me. Yes. And up to date, you know, lazima waongee kitu ikuhat, unaona wewe tunamjua tu ni mwenda, unajua.
Yes.
So wanaku underrate the society. As for kwanza kama mwanamke, unajua mwanamke ambaye anakunywa pombe anadharauliwa. Unasikia stories. People make their own stories. But for me, I'm grateful. I have nothing to regret. I don't regret being an addict because now I'm a book to be read.
Yes.
I give people the dangers of using alcohol and drugs.
Sasa mami, you know, number one, I want you to talk to young people. You know, like you started being young. Ukaenda. So, you know, sometimes hata wewe unaona uliingizwa na boyfriend. Sometimes young people, when you talk to them, it's like you are not making sense to them. So now I want you to talk to young people. What kind of an advice you can give them?
Those people who are outside there and they are young and they have not taken alcohol or drugs, please don't try. you start as an enjoyment, but you end up an addict or you die.
Yes.
Unajua drugs sio swag. That's nothing you can swag at. It's fashionable.
Yeah.
That is death. That's
Yes.
a death warrant.
Yeah.
And kukuingia ni rahisi, kukutoka
You're right.
sio rahisi. And you make other people suffer, family members to suffer, because addiction is a family disease. Ukikunywa unasumbua mama, unasumbua wazazi wenye
Unazaiba.
ndio hakuna mtu anakutrust
Yes.
in the society.
Yeah.
Na ukiacha still kuna watu watakuandikia tu venye waliona ukifanya. They will never trust you in their life. But there is a God, a living God, and I'm a testimony that there is no one who is beyond.
And I would like to ask you, maybe someone is there na yeye ako addicted, anatamani kutoka, lakini unajua kuna hata wengine wako addicted lakini ni watu wako tu kiheshima tu, wanaendaga hata kwa office, they even drive beautiful cars, but they know they have a problem, though they go, wengine wanakunywa hizi za kifahari, they are rich but they have that problem, you know. Si ati they are insane ama they are mad people. Yes, kuna wale wako kama wenda wazimu, but kuna wengine hata wao hawakunywi bangi ama wakunywi, but the pombe yenyewe, alcohol, yani kuna mtu hawezi maliza 1 week hajakunywa pombe. What can you tell them?
Pia hiyo, it leads to addiction. That's why you find someone akona gari, akona nini, but amejinyonga. Unaona? Wanakuwa depressed.
Yes.
Because unajua hii alcohol na drugs ina affect mental. You are unable to decide, to think wisely.
Yes.
So you end up doing some other funny behaviors.
Yeah.
But if you have not tested and taken, don't try.
And those who are in already, watafute msaada, rehabilitation, waombe, what can...
Wale wanakunywa, wanajua, okay, ukitaka kukaa sober, sio lazima uende rehabilitation. There are people who get sober through church.
Okay.
There are people who get sober through rehabilitation.
Okay.
Kuna watu wengine wana get sober through their friends. Utafute mahali ambapo utasaidika.
Yes.
If it's in the church, you go to the ministers, watakupatia usaidizi. If you are ni rehab, utapata counselor na daktari atakusaidia.
Now I want to talk to you. There is something that you mentioned, unapata in families, kwa familia watu hawaku trust. Hata now that you are sober, bado watu hawaku trust. Now what can you tell those families wenye wako na watu wenye wako, how should they treat those family members of them wenye wanakunywanga pombe ama wenye wako addicted kwa pombe?
Okay, venye nazaambia familia na jamii, addiction is a mental disease.
Mtu hata ajui.
Mtu ajuagi, so
mchukue tu kama ni mgonjwa.
Ni mgonjwa. Addiction ni kama tu diabetes, corona.
Yes.
So mtu akiget sober, wacha kumkumbusha mambo aliyofanya kitambo. Kwa sasa hiyo ni kumtrigger.
Yes.
Naweza mtu ameacha na unamkumbusha mambo alifanya last year. So unafanya arudi chini, unafanya akili yake irudi chini na anaanza kukunywa. Mtu akitaka kuacha mshike na umforgive.
Yes.
Cause hiyo ilikuwa ni ugonjwa mental. Si ati huyo mtu ni mbaya, ni tabia tu zilikuwa mbaya juu ya kukunywa pombe. Na mkiweza kutushikilia mapastors, waelimishwe maneno ya pombe na waelimishe waumini, I think society itakuwa na...
You mentioned about pastors. I think pia for pastors, they have to understand this, because sometimes wachungaji, akishajua mshirika wake ni mlevi ama na amekuwa kwa kanisa for long na bado ni mlevi, kuna vile anaanza kumchukulia he or she is not a serious Christian. And meanwhile unapata pia yeye anataka kutoka lakini anashindwa, but utapata kanisa inamtenga sababu ni mlevi,
Kanisa ishike walevi.
Yes.
kwa sababu Yesu Kristo alikuja juu ya watu hao wabaya.
Yes.
Unaona?
Yeah.
Hata alikuwa anatusiwa yeye, he used to eat with the sinners.
Yes.
Because alijua hao watu they just need love.
Yeah.
Ukionyesha tu huyo mtu upendo, because in many homes hata hakuna upendo, you just see people wamekaa but ni dysfunctional homes.
Yeah.
But wewe ukiunderstand na ulize mtu shida,
Yes.
unajua mtu drinking is a symptom.
Yes.
It's not the cause. Mtu aende kukunywa juu ya ati anataka raha. Kuna kitu
inatumanga watu kukunywa pombe.
So if you know the cause of the drinking, not the drinking, watu watakuwa wanasaidika.
That is very powerful. Thank you so much, mom. Thank you for coming. I'm sure maybe someone hapo, kuna watu wengi wako na watoto wao wameanza tu kukunywa pombe akiwa form 4, akiwa class 3, form 3, you know. Yeah, mtu anaenda tu kivyo hivyo. Then again, I would like to say watoto wetu wanapoenda boarding school, when they are back, lazima tujue walirudi kama wameshaanza kunywa, sababu wengine unapeleka mtoi kwa shule akiwa vizuri, by the time anarudi he is no or she is no longer the child that you took to school. Yeah, so mommy, thank you so much for sharing your story. I am sure someone will be helped.
Amen.
Yes, amen. So thank you so much. God bless you. Maybe someone anaweza taka kujua ulienda rehabilitation gani ama ulisaidika, anaweza kupata aje?
Okay, namba yangu ya simu ni 0702 51 22221.
So yeah, okay, thank you so much. Hiyo ndio WhatsApp namba yako. Mtu anaweza taka kukuuliza how ulienda aje, you know. Unajua mtu anaweza hata ogopa kuniambia mimi sababu mimi sijapitia hapo, lakini sababu wewe umepitia anakuongelesha.
Namba ni 0702 51 22221.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe, share and comment. Thank you so much. Thank you. Asante.